If you're an introvert, you probably treat exactly like a toll booth. You feel forced to suffer through just to get to your actual destination. You pay the fee to move on. Because let's be completely honest with ourselves. The destination we actually want is deep, meaningful conversation. We want real human connection. That deep connection is the main event we are all desperately craving, right? But small talk is always standing right in the way. But if you put your phone away for 2 minutes, you'd realize something. Every single profound relationship you have ever had in your entire life with some kind of awkward small talk. You absolutely cannot skip straight to deep end of the pool. It just doesn't work that way for us human beings. Even your absolute best friend in the world started out as a complete stranger. That friendship probably began with some goofy, totally unavoidable part of life. But here is the unpopular truth. What if I told you that the reason small talk feels so incredibly exhausting to you right now? Think about the standard small talk advice everyone gives introverts. They constantly tell us talking about themselves. I need you to completely forget that advice right now. It's a trap. Because asking questions is actively setting you up for social failure. When you walk up to a complete stranger and ask them a direct question, setting a social trap. It might feel polite to you, but underneath the surface, you are interrogating them. Think about the usual fallback on when you start to panic in a conversation with someone new. You ask, "So what do you do for a living?" or "Where are you from?" When you ask these, you are handing them a heavy mental box and essentially saying, "Here, carry this for me." It is completely draining for the other person. You are forcing them to process information, summarize their entire life story, and perform for you. Nobody actually likes that being evaluated by a complete and total stranger. It feels exactly like taking a pop quiz you did not study for. And let's be real for a second. As introverts, we absolutely hate that pressure more than anyone else. So why are we constantly doing it to other people? It makes absolutely no sense. If you want to bypass the awkwardness, you need a totally new strategy to connect. Here is what you need to do. You need to stop feeling emotionally drained and actually get people to like you naturally. To do that, completely stop asking questions. Instead of questioning people, start using a very simple, highly effective psychological trick. It will completely revolutionize how you talk to strangers without feeling totally fake. Let's talk about a fundamental truth of human psychology. People absolutely are gated. They want to feel seen, not studied. This simple technique gives them exactly that. The zero pressure statement flips the script. Instead of answer with a direct question in your shared environment, you state it out loud, keep it totally neutral, and let it hang there in the air. Then, you leave the door wide open. Catch! That is exactly what asking "what do you do for work" to a tired person. It is an aggressive demand for energy. Instead, you are just tossing a light balloon softly into the air between you. If they want to bat it back, great, floats away. It takes all the social pressure off both of you completely. There is zero awkwardness attached to it because there was no social expectation to begin with. This technique does not require you to be naturally charismatic, it just requires active observation. Let me show you what this looks like in the real world. Let's say you are waiting in line at a coffee shop, looking incredibly stressed out and tired. They are typing furiously and rubbing their temples. They are clearly in the middle of a very chaotic workday. Working on something important? Please, do not ever do this to people. This is an interrogation. You have just forced them to pause what they are doing, switch gears, and explain their boring spreadsheet to us almost every single time you try to do it. They are probably going to give you a tight, one-word answer like, "Yeah," immediately put their headphones back in. The conversation is over, and now you feel rejected, awkward, and like you did something wrong. Now, let's use the zero-pressure approach. Instead of a direct question, you look at their computer and lapse like it is fighting for its absolute life right now. It is a basic statement, not a hard question. Notice the massive difference? You didn't ask them for a single thing. You didn't demand an explanation. You just made a slightly amusing observation. You softly tossed the balloon over to them. You made them feel seen, not tested. They relax, laugh, and open up. That one moment just opened the door to a real conversation. Boom, you are naturally in a flowing conversation. You bonded over a shared reality instead of a forced interview to themselves. That outcome is totally fine and normal. If that happens, no harm, no foul. You both move on with your day. There is no weird tension because you didn't ask a specific question that was left hanging in the air awkwardly. This technique is an absolute superpower for introverts because it works beautifully in literally any environment. You just need to state the obvious with a little bit of empathy and contextual awareness. Put your phone away, look up, and notice the little details. That alone makes people feel seen. and it opens the door to a real conversation. Try it at a party or networking event. A zero-pressure line makes awkward small talk way easier, especially for introverts. You are by the snack table when a stranger walks up for food. That little moment can feel awkward, but it is the perfect opening. The rookie asks, "Have you tried the food yet?" It is safe, but it kills the conversation fast. Try this instead. "I have been staring at this dip for 3 minutes and still cannot tell if it is hummus or guacamole." That works because it is relaxed and human. You are not trying to impress anyone, just making the moment easier for both of you. Shared misery bonds people fast. A long checkout line or airport wait is actually a great place to start a conversation. The rookie says, "Wow, this line is really long." It is true, but it is also dead energy with nowhere to go. Try a light joke instead. "I think we are about to start paying rent to stand in this aisle soon." It keeps the mood easy. That kind of humor makes people feel seen. If they laugh, great. If they just nod and move on, that is fine too. This works because it trains you to notice small details and turns social moments into simple patterns instead of scary tests. It stops feeling like a test of your worth and becomes a puzzle you can solve. That is a huge shift for introverts. You might worry they will just stare at you and leave you stuck in awkward silence. That fear is very common. Silence is not failure. We have been taught to fear it, but in real life, it is usually nothing to panic over. Most people do not see silence as rejection. They just think the moment is over, or they are not in the mood to talk. If they go quiet, it usually means they are tired, busy, or in their own head. It is not a sign that you messed up. If they just say thanks and look away, that is still a win. You gave a real compliment, and that already mattered. You do not need to fill every pause. Calm silence reads as confidence. Forced chatter usually reads as neediness. When you are fine with silence, people feel that. It makes you seem calmer, stronger, and easier to be around. Think of small talk as the lobby. Deep friendships and real connection are the penthouse. You have to start downstairs. You cannot reach the penthouse without going through the lobby first. Small talk is just the first step, not the goal. This week, try it in real life. Next time you are waiting in line, use a simple observation and see what happens. Put the phone away, notice one detail, and make one simple statement. Do not ask a question, just start the moment. Worst case, it stays quiet and you move on. Best case, they laugh and you just open the door to a real connection. If this helped, subscribe for more psychology tips. Stop asking bad questions and start using zero-pressure statements today.